Go ahead.
Talk about the show. Okay, Spring Awakening. It's based off of a century-old play by Frank Wedekind, and in 2007, this production, Spring Awakening, the musical, won 8 Tony Awards. That was the 2007 Tonys, and so it's kind of this rock interpretation of this old play that has some very current themes and is still relevant to audiences today. 100 years ago, the subjects of homosexuality, masturbation, sex education, all of these things were in this play, and it definitely caused quite a stir. It was censored upon its release, and this musical just kind of brought it back and puts a rock spin on it. So in this production specifically, I wanted to work on kind of making this production our own, giving it its own sort of youthful identity, and we've kind of put some punk rock, folk rock elements into the show. We've got this great mural painted, and we've just had a really great time. So yeah, it's been a really fun show to work on. I'm really proud of the cast. They've worked really hard on the show, and yeah, that's what I got for you.
So, okay, well, let me just ask.
Sure.
How did you pick this?
You know, it's funny, I didn't actually pick this show. Scott Schofield, who was the executive director at the time of Out North, about a year ago, sent me an email and said, hey, what do you think about Spring Awakening? And of course, I said yes, because it's Spring Awakening, one of my favorite musicals. And so I said yes. It was going to be a huge undertaking, but I had about a year to prep, and got to work with a lot of really great actors, musicians in the process of the show. But essentially, Out North just produced the show and signed me on to direct it, and it's been a blast.
So you've seen the show?
Yes, I saw it live when I was living in Los Angeles about, I want to say about 3 years ago. It was a touring production that came through, and it was great. And so I got to kind of take in the essence of the original production while seeing that, and kind of got to keep that in my mind as I was directing this production.
So how is this different? Because I haven't seen the original production.
The original production, they tried to stay very period appropriate with the costumes, with the props, with this general lighting and the rock band feel behind that. And I wanted to keep that general vibe of this antique, vintage vibe, but also this modern rock rebellion. So that's kind of where I started with this show. And we have such an eclectic group of actors. I'm kind of a fan of this organic process where I just kind of work with everyone, see what they bring to the table, and then try to highlight what they give me. So this show is very much the actors' show. It's very much what they have brought to the production, and their individual interests and talents, and how that's all come together. So this, though as a director, you always kind of want to say all the good ideas were your inspiration, but a lot of the really great ideas in this show definitely came from the cast. So I was just kind of the facilitator.
So what worked best for you?
What worked best for me in terms of working with the cast?
Or just the production?
The production in general. I think I'm not stressing too much about adhering to the original production, because especially with new musicals, we see that on big Broadway they have multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar budgets where they do all this crazy stuff and everyone sees it on YouTube, and then that's what they expect when they come to see the show. And what worked for me was saying it's okay not to be like the original show. In fact, it's better for us just to interpret it the way that we want to interpret it, because that's what every directing teacher I've had, and my father, Ed Bourgeois, who's also a director, all the advice that I've gotten is really just take it in your own direction and make it your own, and that definitely is what worked for us in this production.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.